Hi, I'm Susan Guthrie of Divorce in a Better Way. I am America's Divorce Innovation Specialist, and I will be bringing you videos with tips and insights into the latest in technology and techniques and methods that you can bring to the divorce process that I'm hoping are going to help you move through the process in a better way, hence the name. So today I want to talk about online divorce mediation because that is a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I have a practice that is 100% entirely online. I do divorce mediations with clients around the country through the online platform. I use Zoom. It really can be done through any secure meeting portal. But I find it really interesting because today, in the world that we live in, most people are doing all of their communication through their cell phone. You FaceTime with people at work. You are, go to meeting or you're doing video conferencing. And so much of you can meet with your doctor these days, right? Online. So much of what we do these days is online and is visual online. Yet I find so many people don't think or know that they can work through the issues of their divorce with a mediator online. And there are a lot of reasons why that is a positive innovation in the field. I've been doing it for about 3 years now, exclusively online. And I have to say that overall, I actually prefer the online medium for a few reasons. One of the most significant reasons would be, as a divorce attorney or as a mediator, often I would have people come into my office, and after they sat with me and we had our consultation and I explained the mediation process to them, they would say, gosh, I love the idea of divorce mediation. There are so many positives to it, but, there's always a but I don't think in the emotional space that I'm in today, I can sit in a room across a conference table from my spouse and have these conversations with them, right? These are not always the easiest of conversations. And so I found over and over again, many people were not able to access the mediation process because they didn't feel comfortable in that space, being in the same space. So as a very obvious plus to online mediation, you and your spouse can work through these issues face to face. You are going to see each other much like you are seeing me on the screen, except there will be a couple more heads on the screen, but you have some distance from each other. And in my experience, now that I have done this for a number of years, that seems to be enough distance that people actually feel more able to express themselves, to have the discussions that they need to have in order to work through their issues. And in fact, my online mediations seem to take less time and be less stressful than the in-person mediations were. So that's one obvious plus. There are a few more that are also maybe obvious to many. One is obviously the convenience, right? So you can choose where you would like to be as long as it's a secure location. You can conduct your mediation sessions in a place that for you is either convenient or safe or makes you feel comfortable. Most people choose to do it in their home or in their office. And again, as long as those are secure and private, you can do it where you're comfortable. I have a lot of clients, a number, who sit on the couch with their dog or their cat to go through these sessions. Again, they can be difficult. That provides you with a measure of comfort. You don't have to deal with traffic. You don't have to deal with scheduling time out of your office for a travel time. I used to work, my practice was in Connecticut. Most of my clients were working in Manhattan, which was an hour train ride away. So for them to come into my office for their 2-hour mediation session, they literally had to take a half day of work off, if not more. So those are some other really, significant pluses to the online mediation process. Another one would be where you have parties who are not living geographically close, either geographically close to each other and or to their mediator. I have one couple right now where the wife resides on one side of the country and the husband resides clear on the opposite side of the country, and I'm smack dab in the middle in Chicago. So that, is not an impediment to them, again, being able to access the benefits of mediation itself for their process. Another couple, of things that I think are significant are the privacy and confidentiality portions. So the mediation is entirely private. You are in your home, you are in your office where you can control the environment. So you have the ability to work through those issues of your divorce face to face, again, with each other, but in an entirely private manner. And some of the other things that I think people don't think about, and maybe these are going to be a little bit about the functionality of the online platform, but sometimes, in a mediation, we need to share documents because we're looking at financial documents, or we're filling out forms, or we're running some financial calculations. And one of the modalities of an online platform is that we can screen share. And I can pull up for the parties my software where I'm doing tax calculations for them, and we can run different numbers or run the child support guidelines. We can change language or review language in agreements. We can keep notes and they can see me keeping the notes during the online session. And this is all very visual for them. And, visual things that you can see help you to work through things. So another thing you can do is pull up a whiteboard, and you can, sometimes when we're doing a parenting plan, it helps to draw a calendar on the whiteboard and sort of work through the days, or make notes or put numbers up there. So it's a very visual medium. Now, certainly you could do those things in person, but honestly, it's easier when you're all looking at a screen than it is when you're trying to reach across the table and say, hey, look at paragraph 3, or here's what I've done here, or can you see my computer screen? So those are two things, and another few things that I find to be really helpful to people. Overall, the entire process, because you are more readily able to schedule your meetings, you don't have to factor in taking a half day off of work or when everybody has travel time. So it's easier to get things scheduled. And because of that, people are able to move through the process more quickly. So overall, I have found it to be a big plus. I do want to mention one last plus. Hopefully this is not an issue in your case, but I want people to know about this. So people who are involved in violent relationships or in domestic violence situations historically have not had mediation available to them because it's dangerous, or it's just not a safe situation for one of the parties. And one of the things that online mediation can do for some people is give them access, again, to this process that has so many benefits, but give them the safety of some space. And I have found that, and some safety of being distant. I have found that to be significant. One other one that just occurs to me quickly is where you have someone who perhaps has a physical disability or something that makes it difficult for them to be at in a physical, travel or do something like that. I had a client who was a quadriplegic, and it was difficult for him to get to my office. So I wanted to make you all aware of the fact that online mediation is available to you. You can reach out to us. We are doing online mediation through Breaking Free Mediation. We also offer our online mindfulness track that goes with our mediations. So please feel free to look that up at www.breakingfreemediation.com. And I also have more information on this on my website, which is www.divorceinaBetterWay.com. So thank you for tuning in today, and I'll be bringing you more tips and innovations soon. Thank you.